We're standing outside the Marketing Profs Oktoberfest dinner reception and tweet up at the Marketing Profs Digital Mixer 2009 at the Hyatt O'Hare Airport Hotel. And we're about to go in and ask people at the Mixer what their favorite social media tool is. Join us, won't you?
My favorite social media tool, I'm going to say LinkedIn, because probably everyone else is saying Twitter, so that's one reason. The other reason is LinkedIn is where business gets done. It's great if you're a B2B marketer like myself. It's fantastic, and there's discussions, there's groups. LinkedIn Answers is a great tool. They have a lot of really, really good tools there.
Favorite social media tool and why? I would say Twitter. And one of the reasons why I like it is because Twitter is logging millions of conversations all over the world, and that I can go to search.twitter.com and see what they're talking about.
My favorite social media tool, I would say, honestly, just not to sound cliche, it's Twitter. I think it's not because it's a new fancy toy to use. It's really the relationships that I built through there. I think so many of the people that I meet right now at this Marketing Profs event, I've built online relationships with them, and really coming to an in-face event, something offline, and really connecting with these people face-to-face, it just brings those relationships full circle.
I think Twitter right now is my favorite because it reaches out to a whole variety, and I can actually go in and make relationships, not just personally with the people that I know, but also create and establish trust with the companies that want to do business with me, the people, and so on. It's great to put a face to the name behind the company.
Twitter, actually, because it's very easy to follow a lot of different people and get a lot of information and really just see a lot of different people's opinions about things. Follow trends. It's always cool, especially like at an event like this, following the hashtags and seeing what everybody's doing in a really close situation.
We've had great success with video because it's concise, to the point, lots of hits, easy to do, low budget.
Well, the one that I like to use most personally is Facebook, because I have lived in a lot of places and I have family in a lot of different areas, and so it's a great way to stay in touch.
My favorite social media tool, I would have to say at this point in time, it's LinkedIn. I enjoy the LinkedIn community. How come? Well, because I can use it from a networking standpoint for looking for hiring, for looking for other sales reps to join the team, and as well as making connections on, from a sales perspective as well.
My favorite social media tool is Twitter, actually, because I love the ability to connect on so many different levels with so many different people. And so I like the idea of I've created a collection of small social networks inside of Twitter, and I think I like that connection, and I've built real life business and personal relationships through Twitter that I would never have had otherwise.
I'd have to say Facebook, because there are a lot more people on it. And so, and the fact that people sort of are engaging with you in a place that you can see so easily, and also you can do so much. So you can send them to video, you can, post images, all of that. That's hands down, Facebook's my favorite.
Actually, I would say Twitter and Facebook. I love Facebook because of the diversity of content you can post. That's very visible and visual. But I love Twitter for the immediacy, the fact that there's no limitations. You just broadcast it. They don't have to be your friends to see it and get your message. So I think they're equally my favorite for those two reasons.
My favorite social media tool is probably Facebook, and I just love keeping up with the friends, and I love the photos. And Scrabble games. Scrabble games are very important, yeah.
I don't know which one's my favorite. I've been blogging the longest, but Twitter's a lot of fun, so somewhere between those two. The thing that blows my mind about Twitter are just the real-time conversations. I mean, how fast. I mean, the downside is the balloon boy that everybody ended up following last week. But, outside of that, stuff that happens like that's relevant. I mean, there's a lot of news, a lot of cultural events, and a lot of ways for brands to interact, too, so.
I actually use Facebook a whole lot. I just like it because it's got useful apps within the Facebook, and then I can keep track of everybody using the profile feeds. More so than Twitter because it allows links and pictures inserted and stuff like that.
My favorite social media tool would probably be Facebook, only because, aside from Twitter where you can just update people on your status, Facebook, you have so many more outlets, whether it's pictures, movies, links, anything like that. And, that's where most of my friends are. So Facebook would be for me, yeah.
I actually like Yammer. I like the internal microblogging for business to business. I think there's a lot of traction in that for Salesforce to really get good insight and help them with their business. Yeah. And besides that, I like just picking up the phone and being social too. What a novel social concept that is. So it's good stuff.
I'd have to say Twitter, although I think it's changing from why I liked it so much originally. I loved it originally because I met so many interesting people and actually formed relationships with people that I had just a ton in common with. And then I have met them subsequently at events and just loved that aspect of it.
I think Facebook, because it's really authentic. And it really allows you to build deep relationship, not only with your friends, your relatives, but your customers as well. So I think it's versatile that way.
I would say my favorite social media tool is Twitter, and I like it because it's good direct contact. I can keep up with what's going on. I've actually replaced my blog reader basically with Twitter because other people have gone through and already read good blogs, and I find better content that way, and I don't have to read through all the stuff I don't want to get through.
Favorite, I'd probably say Facebook, just because all my friends are there, my family are there. It's I'm basically going to be wherever everyone I know is going to be.
Right now, it's Twitter.
Why is that?
I almost use it like an RSS feed to keep myself up on what's going on in the industry, and also to it's almost now overtaking email to contact a lot of my clients. I can DM them instantly.
Facebook, because it allows us to connect with multiple customers all over the world in real time, and it's interactive. Real communication is two-way. So Facebook is by far my favorite.
I would have to say Facebook. Essentially, I like it because it's convenient for me just on a personal level, and my business is starting to get into it.
Probably Twitter, because it's so fun and you can do some personal stuff, you can do some business stuff, you can interact with people, something that your company allows you to do socially at work. So I think that's probably my number one right now.
Well, I have to say I really do like Twitter, but I'm a very novice user and using it more personally than for business at this point. So trying to figure out how to extend it into the business world for us.
Well, it's probably Facebook right now, but we are just kind of getting involved in that. We're a real small organization. So everything here has been just a real big eye-opener as to the importance of that and kind of how to implement it. I think right now, at least in our industry, there's such a kind of where to define, how to use it personally and professionally, and that's kind of what I'm interested in learning.
Wow. I have to say Twitter. Right now it's Twitter. It's become a vital part of my network, and it's a way I can serve my clients, and it's also my own personal Google, so that if I need something, I have a network of friends and folks that want to do good and want to help, and we help each other out. So it's been really valuable.